Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Camille WHO, the a teaching artist. How are you today? All right, folks, let's see. I decided I had this whole 20 video, outline, like literally wrote all of this out to make sure I didn't miss out on the important things. But at the last minute, well, kind of last minute, I decided to stick one in there. I thought this was really important because this is something that I teach in, and I may have mentioned that I teach performance technique. So I am going to definitely address this one to our performing artists, to our aspiring performing artists. This is a performance technique that I teach all of my dancers, all of my theater drama students, all of my vocal musicians, people who just stand on stage and sing, so they don't look like they're just standing on stage and singing. An important thing that I usually teach in my performance technique classes and workshops and master classes, so that I can help performing artists to be more dynamic in their performance. When you are able to connect with what you are doing, with what you're delivering, then you're able to embody it, and then you're able to deliver it in a most effective way. You're also able to affect your audience. Now, I've mentioned it in my theater classes, and you've probably seen this a few videos back when I was talking about one of those things that I teach. I teach about energetic awareness, and being more connected to your emotion, being more connected in energy, so that your energy is now affecting your audience's energy and they feel it. When you're connected to the experience, when you're connected to the action that is in the script, then you make it more real, and so that you make it more effective. Your performance becomes more effective to your audience. And your audience is affected in that way. They don't even know it, but they're somehow finding you more captivating. They find you a lot more, I can't take my eyes off that person, and why am I feeling so deep, like these feelings? This is amazing. That's the idea, okay? This is that hidden sort of invisible thing that if you know these tools, if you have this as a tool as a performing artist and you are aware of it, then you got them. You got them, and you can hold your audience. This is something that I was always asked. People were like, you just command the audience. What is it about? What do you do? And it was just so interesting. And I was like, I don't know. I just always am. I just do it. I don't know what it is. And when I was faced with, hey, can you teach what you do? Can you teach drama? Can you teach dance? Can you teach performance technique? This was something I had to really do a deep dive, and I had to search, and I had to think about it. And I was like, oh, I think what it is that I'm so committed to what I'm doing that the audience is committed. There's a principle a fundamental in acting where you are creating an illusion. When you look in a certain direction, you're creating an illusion. Not only that, but you are controlling what your audience does, really. When you are looking in a particular direction, that's called a focal point. When you look in that direction, you're telling your audience to look in that direction. If you're looking at your audience, that's called breaking the fourth wall. But besides that, you look at your audience, they're looking at you. That's not where you want them to look. Not only that, that makes them feel a little uncomfortable. In their seats there. That makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable. But when you look at the thing that you want your audience to look at, they will look at it if you look at it. Oh my goodness, I have to share this story as I'm saying this. I remember going to track and field early in the morning, going to a track meet, and my coach, he used to do this for jokes, and it was brilliant to see this happen. And I've seen other people do this throughout the years, but I've seen other people try this same thing, and it's brilliant. And he starts to look up at the ceiling, and then we knew what he was doing right at this point, so we would just go. Make all kind of faces, but our main focus is like, what? And so before you know it, like all of us on the team, we would be looking up, but then other people in the train station would also be like, they're kind of like, what are we looking at? They're like, I don't know. What are you looking? Why are you looking? But the point is that everyone in the train station would be looking up. Why? Because we've trained them. We've made our main focus to be up there. So then all of a sudden they're now looking like, what? We tend to run in packs, almost like, humans tend to follow each other. Wherever, naturally, you see someone doing something and we have a tendency to do that thing. Knowing that in theater, when we look at a focal point, it makes the audience either look in that area, or it makes the audience imagine the world, that world. Like if I'm looking up at a place and I'm going, that sky is just, look at that sunset, it's amazing. And I'm imagining that sunset there. It may be way past the audiences, over their heads, but they tend to, now believe that that world is there, that there is a sunset behind them, that you're gazing at that sunset, and they tend to now imagine this world around you because you've created the illusion for them to believe that this world is around them. It's really cool. Taking that principle, we jump to the performance technique of being a vocal musician, singer, being a dancer, being an actor. My main tip is this. Whenever you are tasked to perform a dance, to learn a dance and then perform this dance, whenever you are tasked to learn a song and sing the song, whenever you are tasked to learn a poem or learn a script and perform that monologue or the dialogue or whatever it is, I always suggest that you get to know what the words mean. If you are singing a song, if you are dancing to a dance, if you are dancing to a song, really break those lyrics down for yourself, because what happens is now you have more of a connection to what those lyrics mean. I don't know, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Now, if you really just think about those words and put yourself in that place, what are you doing? You're looking up at the sky. It's nighttime, and you are just really in wonder of what are you that just twinkles like that? it's so mysterious, yet so beautiful, and so, it just makes me want to reach out and grab you. So when you really think about, when you really put yourself in that place and make a connection to those lyrics, then you are now in that place. You're not just singing this song, you're now in that place, which makes your audience, you bring your audience in, you captivate your audience so that they can now be affected by your performance, not just watch something. Okay, watch you sing a song, or watch you, which is okay, it's all right. But if you want to grab them and you want to affect them and you want them to walk away and go, I couldn't keep my eyes off of that one dancer. I couldn't keep my eyes off of that one singer. I couldn't keep my eyes off of that one drummer, that one whatever, whether you're drumming, whether you're playing an instrument, whether you're, whatever you do on stage and you perform it for an audience, I always suggest get to know the lyrics, get to know the meaning of the song. When you get to know the meaning of the song, you find a way to relate to it, find a way to make it real for yourself. The rest is history. The rest is history. You are now affecting your audience. And that is it. That's it. I remember, gosh, countless performers, but one stands out to me when I choreographed a dance in a show, and some of my students, there were some other students that were doing other dances and other performances, and I remember sitting in the house, that's the seats, sitting in the house during a tech rehearsal. A tech rehearsal is when the performers they're taking their piece or their song or whatever it is that they're performing, they're now putting it in the actual performance space. Once they put it in the performance space, they get a feel of the spacing, how the stage feels, what the shoe, if they're wearing a certain kind of shoes while they're dancing, how that feels, that kind of stuff. And then we also add lights. We also do things with sound and tweak sound, and however, if that person needs a microphone, then we make sure they have that, have that all set up, and we have the soundboard and the lighting board and everything. That's technical, so tech rehearsal. So I was at a tech rehearsal and waiting for one of my pieces to run, and so I was able to watch the other pieces. And I remember specifically watching a dance piece, and I know that these dancers were really good, like technically really good, and have been dancing for years. But for some reason, well, of course we know the reason, but after you've watched some of this video, what I noticed was that I just was not affected at all. The song itself had a deep meaning, and it was fleshy. It had, and I just said to myself, like, if they knew the meaning of this song, that they would probably give this dance a lot more life. And so I didn't know that they didn't know the song. I didn't know that they didn't know. Well, they knew the song enough to, to rehearse with it and dance to it. But I didn't know any of this. This is just me, being the performing artist that I am, the teaching artist that I am, the one who teaches this kind of stuff, sitting in the audience and just watching this go. And just having these thoughts. And then I remember them getting off of stage, and, it was time for the next performer to do their thing, to tech their piece. And so I said, girls, can I ask you a question? And they said, yeah, sure. Sure, Miss Camille. And I said, do you know the lyrics to this song? And they were like, well, yeah, one of them was like, yeah, I know some of the lyrics, and one of them's like, no, I just really listen to the music of it and the beats, and and I'm going, I think that I said, do me a favor, go home, listen to the lyrics of the song. If you can print the lyrics out, even better, and read the lyrics and find out what this song means. And then I will see you at your dress rehearsal tomorrow. And they were like, okay, all right, okay. The next day their dress rehearsal came, and I was in tears watching this. This is just dress rehearsal. They haven't even gotten to the audience being there yet. Dress rehearsal. And I was like, tears. Just like, they've done it. I bet you they've done it. And after that, 2 of the dancers out of 4 of the dancers, they were crying at the end of their performance piece. Like, they did the performance and came off stage, and they were like, Miss Camille, I just want to thank you so much for telling us to do that. I mean, they're crying. They're like, they were deeply affected because they connected to those lyrics. They found out the meaning. They connected to the lyrics, and that is what brought their performance level. Like, they weren't just dancing anymore. They were performing. And they weren't just performing anymore. They were so deeply connected that they were affecting themselves and affecting anyone who's watching. But they were like, I can't, this is the best note anyone could have given me. I had no idea that this was really a thing or really important. And I will never look at a dance again I will never learn a dance again without getting to know the song and what the song means. Of course, needless to say, their performance was amazing. And it was one of those that they did their thing. The audience roared after their pieces. And after their piece, it was amazing. So that one little detail, taking that time out and getting to know the material and really getting to know the meaning of your material before you perform it, whether it's spoken word, singing a song, learning a script, dancing a dance, drums, instrument playing, whatever it is, get to know your song. Get to know the meaning. When you know the meaning, you make it real for yourself. When you make it real for yourself, you can then affect yourself and affect your audience in such a deep, captivating way that they won't know what hit them. That is it for now. I'm Camille WHO, the teaching artist, and I am out. Peace.